Welcome to Alumni Stadium here in Braintree as your Womps take on the Wellesley Raiders. Mike Wasson here for BCAM TV, and heading into the first quarter, the Raiders will have the opening possession, and both teams will have to weather the conditions here today. A little bit of rain followed by some wind, and it looks like they're going to play for the time being as Braintree gets the ball right back and looking to connect to Shari over midfield, and the pass is too high. That seems to be something that Galuzzo has tried to work on the last few games, is those long tosses from the goal crease. Sent now behind the net, and the Raiders looking for the opening strike. McGrath shuts off that run towards the goal. The 18-17 loss to Framingham, probably one of the tougher losses for Braintree this year after a great comeback, but it fell just a little bit short. Lots of movement along the outside, as again the Raiders offense stays in Braintree zone. The shot, and that one beats Galuzzo.
10-27.
So the opening goal, 1:33 into the first quarter. A Wellesley goal to draw first blood here at Braintree High School. Braintree with it. Back to Costello. And the movement as Burke. And the shot goes wide. That was Bickford who let it go. And Newton will have it behind the goal for the Womps. Bagnano and Costello play catch back up top for Burke. Burke, a pair of goals against Framingham, swings it along the outside as Newton now behind the goal. Bagnano back to Costello. Right now Wellesley keeping Braintree to the outside as Newton goes behind the goal. Has Bagnano on the opposite side if he wants. On a hop to Newton. And now Bagnano with it. Both teams playing almost identically on the attack. Everything to the outside. The one goal scored by Wellesley, and a shot and a score. As Burke gets his first of the game and ties it at 1. Face off at midfield as Shari looks to win another. And the violation on Wellesley, it will give Braintree the possession. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter in a 1-1 game. Burke down to Costello. And now Bagnano back up to Costello. Braintree right now very patient on the offensive side, not forcing anything. That's probably the better way to play. The least likelihood of a turnover. A few of the passes. Costello swings it as Bickford looks for the shot. And he loses it momentarily. It's loose. Neither team can pick it up for the moment, but Braintree does. Shari has it, and that gets popped out of his webbing of his stick. And the Raiders take it away and send it up the field. Now on the run. And quick transition right in front of the goal. The shot, and that one goes wide. A clean shot right in front. And a missed opportunity to take the lead. Quick movement now behind the goal, looking for the wraparound, and it's shut off by McGrath. Braintree's defense now coming up pretty high in that zone. Or spinorama shot, and that one well wide. McGrath may have gotten a piece of that shot. Back behind the goal in front.
Hey, how are you?
And a save by Galuzzo.
Now's not the greatest time because I'm running the clock at a lacrosse game. Can you call me tomorrow during the day? Yeah, somewhere about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm in the office by 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it. All right, take care. Bye.
Back behind the goal as the Raiders again look for the lead. The spinning shot, and it beats Galuzzo up high. And for the second time, Wellesley with the advantage here in the first quarter. 6:01 to go in the first. Huff credited with the goal for the Raiders, and now the 2-1 edge. Nice win for Sherry off of the faceoff. Harassed all the way up the field, but he's able to spin free. And now we get to behind the goal for Newton. Newton and Bagnano. That trio, along with Costello, a lot of touches here in this first quarter. And now back to the Braintree scorer in Burke. Costello shoots, and he just shot it wide. Probably credit the goalie with the stop. The shot was going wide anyway, but it definitely got a piece of the goal stick. Newton looking for somebody. It's Bagnano. Bagnano shoots it high and wide. Braintree will be first to it. So the weather conditions certainly playing a factor. That wind forcing some of these shots a little bit high. Nice pass behind the goal as Bagnano shoots from a bad angle, and a stop in goal. That's a big stop to keep this one a 2-1 lead for the visiting Wellesley. Sent across the field on a hop. And the pass does not connect. So a turnover there for the Raiders as Braintree gets it back just shy of midfield. Four and a half to go in the opening quarter. A 2-1 lead for Wellesley. Much lower scoring first quarter than the last game that Braintree has played, but this one I think suits Braintree a little bit better. Playing a lower scoring game. More possession time on both sides. Moving it up the field now as Wellesley has taken it away from the Womps as they move it over midfield and transition it up behind the Braintree goal. Spinning shot and a save by Galuzzo. Big stop. Hume trying to work it up the field, but he was double teamed. And now Braintree sending it across the field. Tough pass to handle. And finally worked across the midfield mark. And a timeout taken on the field. With 3:24 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Back after the timeout, Braintree possession. Bagnano back up top for Tran. Tran has played a lot in the last few games, really coming on here in the middle part of the season. Newton looking for the cutter, and Folletti will set things back up top. The pick play as Tran creates a little interference. Everything around the outside as Braintree spins it around. Tran looking to go to the goal, and he fires this one high and wide. I don't know if they're going to credit him with a shot on that one. Looked more like a pass, but it'll stay with Braintree. .220 to go in the first. The Womps looking to tie it at 2. Ball is jarred loose, and it's lost by DeCoste. Sending it in front, the shot and a score. The Braintree turnover results in the third goal for Wellesley as they take a 2-goal edge now. Really an unforced mistake.
I'm sorry. Oh, from your team?
Yeah.
I didn't see. Yes, I think it was. Yeah.
I think it was 206. Okay.
2:06 to go here in the first, and now a 3-1 edge for the visiting Raiders. Big face-off for the Womps at midfield, and that one kicked forward. Both teams scrambling around for it, and it's picked up in the defensive zone for Braintree, sent forward for Sherry, and Sherry has some room to work with. Shut off by the shoulder there. And the pass does connect behind the goal for Newton. Newton looking to find some room to work with in front. Everything he's had has been behind the goal. Again, Bagnano with it from the side of the goal. He likes to shoot from there. And on the other side, Bickford. He has it now. Looking for the shot. He'll fire. And that one goes wide. Such a deceptive shot for Bickford. He can score quickly. And he can score from any angle. Final 60 seconds of the opening quarter. Hume makes one cut and now sends it back out to Costello. Braintree holding for what could be the final shot of the quarter. Another save in goal, as that one was shot from Burke. He had the only goal of the quarter so far for Braintree, looking for a second. That one not with as much velocity as his first goal. And now worked over midfield. Braintree double teaming as Costello tries to swat it away. He can't. Final 20 seconds of the quarter. Now behind the goal.
9, 8, 7.
And a goal in front. That one resulted very quickly. I didn't see that one from here. That was really an odd goal. I don't know if it was maybe just jarred loose and somehow found the way into the back of the net. Didn't look like that was a shot taken. It seemed like it was just kind of lost on the stick of the Raiders. And it just found its way in between the legs of Galuzzo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops, sorry.
As the quarter comes to a close, here in the first, a 4-1 lead for Wellesley and a late goal, giving them a 3-goal edge after a quarter play. We'll head on to the next 12 minutes after this.
Great athleticism by the Lady Womp. Looking for the pylon, and he's got it. Touchdown, Braintree.
Off the glass for 2.
Shot from Stimson, and it's redirected in front.
Face-off to begin the second quarter, and Sherry is able to win it. Braintree down by 3 goals, but that was knocked away from behind, as Sherry had plenty of room in front, but it was knocked away from behind. Sent in front, and a beautiful goal. Tic-tac-toe. Face-off, and Braintree this time whistled for being offsides, so Wellesley will get the possession. Already on top, 5-1.
Oh.
Big time hit in front as Burke lowered the boom. The raindrops starting to come down pretty regularly, and the big drops as well. As the wind picks up, pretty nasty conditions out there. Thankfully not down on the field, up in the booth. .10:35 to go here in the second. And that one was knocked away by the Womps. Still yet to see a flag. That's probably a good thing. That one knocked away as Sherry had it momentarily. And again, the Womps turn it over as it's moved over midfield. Certainly different playing the sport of lacrosse in these sort of elements. Everything that was or should be guaranteed as far as passing and shooting is definitely different. But the nice thing is Braintree has the brand new turf field, the nice drainage system, as that shot goes high and wide. And Wellesley will be first to it. They'll have it in the corner. Far side of the field. Right now McGrath just trying to keep the attacker behind the goal. He comes out in front, shoots, and that one again high and wide. Oh, nice stop by Galuzzo in goal. That was a point-blank stop. And a big-time collision as Burke just barrels through. Gets right through 3 defenders. Sends it over, and Bagnano shoots, and he shoots it wide. Braintree will be first to it. So a big stop for Galuzzo in goal. And now Braintree looking to get back into it. Trying to cut the deficit to 3. Eight and a half to go. Bagnano back to Tran. And now Costello. Working it around the perimeter. Behind the goal for Newton. Newton works it back, looking for Bickford. As Bickford will shoot from here, and he scores! He bounces it home. That's where he likes to shoot from, that angle. And this time going low on a couple hops, it looked like, in between the goalie. As Bickford gets his first of the game, and Braintree able to cut the deficit to 3 with 8:18 to go here in the second quarter. Off the draw, it's picked up by Braintree. And it's knocked away. It's loose along the 30-yard line, and it's picked up. Kept with the Raiders. Haven't seen a lot of clean passes on both sides. A lot of 50-50 battles. But right now, the possession behind the Braintree goal. Sent around the perimeter. Both teams playing almost the exact same way. But right now, Wellesley with the advantage. That shot skips wide. Similar styles. Both coaches like to take their time on offense, look for the best available shot. But it starts with good passing, trying to find seams in the defense of the opposition. Dangerous pass, and that one still was caught nicely along the sidelines. That could have been an easy turnover. And the shot in front for the score. As scoring now was Morgan. Face off at midfield. We're seeing violations on both of the players early. And this time it's won cleanly by Sherry, going right in towards the goal. Sent to Bagnano. Bagnano shoots, and what a stop and goal. Big time stop in goal, as that was a golden chance for Sherry as he found Bagnano wide open. And work now over the midfield mark. High pass. It's somehow come down with. And we have a whistle and an offsides on Wellesley, so it will be Braintree possession around the midfield mark. Don't usually see that call from that far down on the opposite side of the field, but Braintree was well aware, and the referees caught him. Final 6 minutes here of the second quarter. Bagnano with it, and he finds Costello. Back up top for Hume. You can see the players jumping up, trying to keep warm on the sidelines. And the shot from Bickford, and staying right up against the post to make the stop. Darcy's made a lot of stops in goal. And that one was a big one, hugged right up against the post. Not really giving Braintree much to shoot at. And that one goes out of bounds off of Wellesley. Still 6-2 with 5:20 to go here in the second. Braintree would like to cut into this deficit before half. Try and get down to within 3 or 2. Make it manageable for the second half. Nice shift around as now Bickford with it. And that one goes off of the stick of Newton, but he comes up with it. Nothing has been routine here in this game on either side. Newton's falling down, and I don't know if there's going to be a penalty in this one or just a push from behind. Looks like it's just going to be a push on Wellesley. Oh no, it's going to be. It is going to be a penalty.
Black 4, offsides, 30 seconds.
Thank you. What she said? What time is that?
4:45.
Thank you.
Oh, 4:15.
4:45 to go here in the quarter, and the shot is wide. So the first man-up situation comes for Braintree here at the end of the first half. Here's Bickford. He's going to shoot, and he's just going to shoot it wide. That actually went off the outside of the net. And now it's going to be a Braintree ball as that one was stuck in the goal on the outside of it.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, release.
So the penalty has now expired with 4:10 to go now in the half. Braintree doesn't score. Just the one chance from Bickford on the man-up situation. And that one won't be registered as a shot as it went off the outside.
Penalty's not locked in. Well, he didn't give it to me as locked in.
McGuire playing defense, and he stumbles down. And now a chance. Looking to go right at the Braintree defense. Right now 6-2, the lead. And Wellesley with it. A chance. Now at the side of the net. The shot and a save by Galuzzo. He went down to one knee to make that stop. And now it's carried out by the Womps over midfield. McGuire finds Hume. He has some room to shoot. And it just goes in between the legs of Darcy. And the hustle play for the Raiders gets possession. 2.5 to go in the first half. The scoring has subsided the last few minutes. Very nearly intercepted. McCarthy into the game for the first time. Almost made a play right there. Today's game very reminiscent of the boys soccer game, playoff game against Brockton back out in the pouring rain. That one a playoff game, and now a score. So the Raiders again find the back of the goal. With 1:19 to go here in the second, they take the 7-2 edge. To assume there probably wouldn't be a long break in between the first and second half, as the referees and the players want to just keep the game going with the conditions the way they are. But they will have a brief break. Battle for it, and it's picked up by Wellesley. Final minute of the second quarter. Players coming on for Wellesley. And right now they're content to hold for the final shot. Up by 5. And the Braintree defense needs to come up with a stand here if they want to keep it a close game. And a nice stop by Galuzzo, as that one was right in the midsection. He was able to trap it. And now Braintree looks for a goal, but the pass for Burke is low, and it goes out of bounds. Might have been a little bit too quick there for Galuzzo on the pass. 23 seconds to go in the first half. And a shot just goes wide here in the final 11 seconds. And I think Wellesley's going to take a timeout to set up a play. With 11 seconds to go in the first half, a timeout on the field. 7-2, we'll take it. Final 10 seconds here of the second quarter.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
last second shot,
2,
and it goes wide.
1.
And 1 second left. Not really trying for anything, as that one's thrown towards the goal, and the final buzzer here of the first half with a 7-2 lead for Wellesley here on the road, looking to pick up a victory here in Braintree. We'll take a break in between the first and second half, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Second half action underway, and the face-off is won by the Womps, and Sherry working it towards the goal, sending it quickly, and Newton loses control momentarily. So Braintree had the opening possession, but they lose it, and now it's sent all the way up the field on a nice pass on a seam. And coming back was Costello, went down with the tomahawk slam. Able to knock it away momentarily, but it's still with the Raiders. Substitutions coming in on offense for Wellesley as they keep it up top. Huff sends it behind the goal. And Conroy back up top. Gomes behind the goal. And again, to Morgan. Quick movement along the outside. 10:35 to go here in the third quarter. And a shot and a save by Galuzzo It's loose right along the goal line, and a flag. I don't think that goal will count. It looked like it might. Oh, they are going to count it. The goal will count. There's going to be a penalty. Surprised that that one stood. So that one,
Necessary 1 minute 27 white.
the goal will count. And now a penalty on McGrath for the Womps. Seems to be the top penalty that the players receive is that unnecessary roughness. See also a lot of slashing as well.
Who scored just now?
I didn't see that. I didn't even know they scored.
10:31 to go, and the face-off at midfield. Sherry getting triple teamed. Right, you're not giving much help to Sherry. And now Sherry's down on the field, and it's taken away. Part of the reason why Sherry wasn't able to get any help was Braintree's in the box. An 8-2 lead, and Wellesley with the chance to really go up with a commanding lead. With a goal here, a nice passing, but that one off the top of the stick. And back is Sherry all over the field, sending it dangerously in the middle of the field. And it's picked up by Wellesley, keeping the attack on. Probably about 20 seconds left on the penalty, or maybe less than that.
Five, four, three, two, one, release.
Braintree back to even strength. The shot and a score as that one came through a screen. Nobody even on the field knew that one went in. The only one that knew was the scorer. So Wellesley goes up now 9-2. And that one, a seeing eye shot. Looks like now Braintree's going to make a change in goal. That'll bring on Durain with 9:15 to go, and now a 7-goal lead for Wellesley. Very strong wind. But they're going to play through this. At this point, they've played this much of the game as that shot goes wide, back up to the top, and the shot and a score right up top as Morgan scores. So Morgan with another goal here with 8:38 to go here in the third quarter. And the Raiders now have a commanding 8-goal lead. So this one had a making of being a close one the first 5 or 6 minutes. It looked like it was going to be a back and forth affair. And since Braintree tied it at 1, a big run, a 9-1 run for Wellesley to take the now 10-2 lead. Braintree in danger now of dropping their 4th straight game, making a postseason berth a lot harder to come by. The pass for Newton doesn't connect, and that's one he normally would catch. You have to wonder if, again, the conditions have anything to do with it, Almost looked like he was handcuffed there on that pass. And now coming back into the play is Newton. Somehow swarming around is Morgan. And he swarms right by the defenders. Eight minutes to go here in the third. Morgan sends it behind the goal. And a quick movement along the perimeter as Westerman sends it up top. Gomes cutting towards the goal, looks for the shot. He sends it back behind the goal now for Conroy. Final 7 minutes of the third. And all the goals scored here in the second half have been by Wellesley. Morgan spinning around the defender, and he throws it away. 6:38 to go, and Braintree possession in desperate need of some offense. They had a comeback in them last game against Framingham, but right now, with these conditions the way they are, it's going to be almost nearly impossible to come back unless Braintree starts to really get the offense moving. And this isn't going to help, as now a turnover results in an opportunity and some more time to kill some clock. Costello comes down with the overhand swat on the stick and able to get it right back. So that's the kind of effort that Braintree's going to need if they want to come back into this game. And that's the second time now Costello has gone stick on stick. The pass for Costello, he's able to come down with it. Shot from a tough angle by McGuire is wide. Burke sends it up to Costello. Burke and Bickford, the only two scorers here in the game for Braintree, as now Costello gets double teamed, is picked up by McGuire. And a collision. It's going to be a push on, I think, Braintree. Which is the call. Played back to the goalie, and he's going to try and send it to midfield as he plays it now along the outside. It's caught nicely. And this time it's intercepted. And somehow scampering over midfield with it. And both teams having trouble catching it now. Final 5 minutes of the third. Three goals here in the third quarter, all by Wellesley. It was a 5-goal lead at half. It's now up to 8. Tough shot, and that one bounces over the net. As Zerain hasn't had to make a stop since he's come in, but that was certainly a test. They play it right back to him, and he's going to run it out. Both teams using a lot of subs here in the game. Nice pass forward for Burke. Swings it over to Sherry. Long's looking for a goal. They haven't scored in a while. Newton spinning. Now he sends it over for Bagnano, and that one was blocked on the way through. I don't think it made it in on goal. It was definitely blocked by a defender in front. Changed direction. It's been tough for Braintree to get off some quality shots because there's been a lot of bodies in front. And you can see it right now, right in front of the goalie. Shot from Bickford is wide. .3:15 left here in the third. As Newton looks to work it in front. He's going to be now double team, triple team, sends it back out for Burke. Burke looking to uncork the shot, and it's popped loose and easily held by the goalie. Substitutions again on both sides. And now some sort of violation, I think, on Wellesley, probably a substitution error here. Maybe too many men on the field. You can see the referee going over to talk to the head coach. It's a little bit tough, especially it's just like hockey with the substitutions on the fly. Sometimes you just lose track of how many people are on the field. And the other player has to come off before you enter. Costello, nice move, shoots it. And that one was shot wide. It's picked up by Bickford, and now Bickford has it swatted away. Newton giving chase, and it's carried out. All the way to midfield as Bagnano gives one last check. Two minutes left here in the third. And now a Braintree possession behind their own goal as McGrath will pick it up. Sent to the sidelines and caught by Costello. Costello working it over midfield. He lost it. And a nice hit there as Connolly put the forearm shiver. And the score right up top as scoring was Conroy. Beat that one under the bar. And the first shot that Durain has to stop beats him right underneath the crossbar. So the scoring has been spread out for the Raiders, which is no surprise. A team that has come in with a good record, and usually the teams that are top tier have multiple players that can score. But there's always that one go-to player.
Did I count it? Did I give him a goal, or is it 10 or 11?
So now an 11-2 game. With a minute left. Bagnano. Right now, Braintree's going to have to try and find some way to muster some offense as Bagnano just bowling his way to the goal. And now he's double teamed. He decides to bring it back out to Burke. Final 40 seconds. Starting to be desperation time for the Womps. Nice pass in front. Bagnano shoots, and he shoots it wide. There's been opportunities there for Braintree shots, but they're not right now hitting the net. The shots have been off target. Newton back up to Burke, and Burke having trouble with it now as it's popped up and caught by Sherry, and the pass for Bagnano doesn't connect. Final 17 seconds, and that's really been the story of the day these conditions have really made it tough, especially on the Braintree passing. Wellesley seemed to do all right with the passing, but you can see both teams really just making mistakes they probably wouldn't make on a normal day.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Final seconds,
1.
and the shot taken. It caroms up in the air, and that's how the third quarter closes. So 4 goals in the third quarter, all by Wellesley, and they have a 9-goal advantage after 36 minutes here at Alumni Stadium. We'll take a break and bring you back the fourth quarter after this. Start of the fourth quarter. Braintree trailing 11-2. Mike Wellesley here on BCAM TV, and Braintree off of the face-off, looking to gain the possession. Players falling everywhere, and Braintree will have it. Not wasting any time, trying to move it towards the goal. Haven't scored in a long time, since the second quarter. So the Womps haven't scored in over 13, 14 minutes. We're one of the driest spells of the season. No pun intended here in the game's conditions. Moved over midfield. And a nice pass in front for the goal. That one a quick strike as Westerman scores. With 11:18 to go here in the fourth. It's now a double-digit lead at 10. Final 11 minutes as now Burke works it inside. Burke looking for the shot, and he has it knocked away. And Costello slides along the turf, trying to keep that one in bounds. I don't know if Braintree took a timeout maybe to try and keep the possession with them, and that's exactly what the call is. As Coach Strokey takes the timeout, trying to keep a possession. With 10:55 to go here in the fourth, we'll take a timeout. Final 10:50 Braintree possession. Looking to finally get some offense going here in this fourth quarter. There's been chances for this Braintree attack, but there hasn't been much fluidity on the offense as this shot goes again off the outside of the goal. That's the second time in the game that Braintree's had that exact same situation happen. Long pass caught on a hop. Up by 10, you can afford to try stuff like that. And the shot for a goal as that one beats Durain. And scoring was Sanabria. Puts the lead up at 11, 13-2. So Sanabria getting the goal. And now one more would keep the clock going. The difference between boys and girls lacrosse, 10 goals in girls, 12 in boys. 10:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. And again, a whistle off of the face-off. It'll be against Wellesley. It'll be Braintree possession. Seen a lot of those whistles right off the faceoff, not the usual calls that we've seen. Usually the faceoff is won pretty clean. McGuire with it behind the Braintree goal. Pick set by Folletti, and now the shot from Sherry is high and wide. Sherry, not usually somebody that shoots a lot, but in this case, anybody needs to shoot for the Womps. Has scored a few goals right off his faceoffs, but he's usually more of the assist man. Right now looking for some offense. Sends it down low as Bagnano looks to uncork the shot. He's double teamed and swarmed, and there's going to be a call on the field, a hold. I didn't see a flag thrown. I don't know if they're even throwing flags at this point.
Oh yeah, there's a flag.
Looked to be a holding penalty on Wellesley. So it will be a Braintree man-up situation with 9:15 to go here in the fourth. Trying to cut the lead to 10 with the strike. Bagnano thought about it, didn't take it. Now Costello, and a pick play coming with Hume. Shot from Bickford. It looked like that was in, but from obviously the goalie's reaction, it was on the outside.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So the player now released back to even strength, and Braintree again comes up dry on their power play chance. That was a short chance that time for the Womps, not a minute. It was only just 30 seconds. There's different time lengths for certain penalties. That one of the lesser faults. Shot from Morgan, and that one skips wide. Everything to the outside and some time to kill some clock. Morgan looking for the shot, and that one is shut off. As now cutting towards the goal and a collision. And that looked like actually the stick was being held, and it's still being held. I think Wellesley was holding Hume's stick, it looked like. Looks like it's going to have to be on Wellesley. I mean, he had a hold of his stick. Pretty weird penalty there in the offensive zone. Maybe they're going to call them both. I don't know. They both see them both heading off. And now it looks like it's just going to be Hume that's going to get it. So the hold is on Hume. Awkward situation there as Hume had his stick being held, but they're going to call him. They had their sticks tangled up. And the skip shot is a goal to put the lead to 12 at 14-2. And the goal coming from up top on a skip from Bohms.
It just runs down.
And a timeout on the field with 7:13 to go. Braintree down 14-2. We'll be right back. Play resumes. 7:10 to go. And the clock will continue to run unless the Womps are able to score a goal before Wellesley does. Right now it's a 12-goal edge. Looks like the Raiders are going to go into the bench here late, getting some of the reserves in. Right now, just a line of players coming in. Players coming on and off the field. Behind the Braintree goal. Drain shouting out instructions to his teammates. Hasn't played in a while. He's had to be the reserve and the backup to Galuzzo, but he really played well in the limited time that he was able to play. Back a few games ago, pass doesn't connect, and now a Braintree possession. 5:15 to go in the game. Tough pass to handle. It goes off Bickford's stick, and Folletti can't keep it in play. Right now the Womps having trouble with passing, shooting. Nothing has been clean, especially here in the second half. They haven't been able to muster anything offensively. They haven't scored yet in the second half. Which is pretty rare, considering Braintree has been scoring almost 10 goals a game. That pass goes away, and it'll be a Braintree ball. Pass caught by Folletti as Tran switches places. The cutting Tran. Oh, he got decked, and a penalty coming. That looked like a cross check. That's going to give him a push, but that was a big time hit. Three and a half to go. As time is running out on the Womps, as now they send it behind the goal for Newton. Braintree still with a lot of starters in, and Bagnano scores from a very tough angle. With 3:16 to go, now the clock will stop as the deficit is down to 11, 14-3.
Still run it?
Yeah, even for goals, it keeps running. And only
It's only 11 goals.
only for timeouts. Even if they catch up, it's fine.
So now the referee is saying the clocks continue to run.
Yeah, so because it keeps running, even though they caught up, it's confusing what's happening.
So Braintree possession. At this point, I don't think it matters if the clock is running or not. Braintree just with 2:35 to go. So only 3 scorers here today for Braintree, all 3 different ones, Burke, Bickford, and Bignano. Shot goes wide, and Newton will have it. Another flag on the field. So there weren't many penalties. And a trip here.
2-5. Trip, 1 minute.
2-9.
2-5. Oh, 2-9, I guess, yeah.
So, in what was a penalty-free game has turned into penalty fest here the last 3 minutes. Another man-up situation for the Womps, trying to score another late goal as Newton sends it out in front. Bignano had a chance and he wasn't able to collect it. Sent down the field and over midfield. This game hasn't had a ton of hits, which is a little bit surprising. Usually a lot of the Bay State teams play very physical. But I think that this one has just been a lot of mistakes on both sides as far as the passing has gone. It really hasn't provided chances for both teams to take a shot. I'm seeing a few good hits, but not a ton. So Braintree is on the man-up situation, but they can't get possession.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And now the timeout, or the penalty has concluded. Final half minute now as the fans start to exit. Clock will continue to run. I don't know if Braintree's even going to have a chance to take a shot here if the final 10 seconds click off. And I don't even know if the referee's going to drop it. And they're just going to call it right there. A 14-4 final here at Braintree High School as the Womps get a couple late goals here in the fourth quarter. And Braintree drops this one here, and another loss here on the season. Braintree now with a 4th straight loss after the Womps were ahead in the standings and actually had I believe a 4-2 record, but now they've gone on a little bit of a downward spiral here as the season has moved on a very tough day to play here today at Alumni Stadium on a rainy, windy day. Braintree loses here today to Wellesley. For Genevieve Rigoli, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.